So we got a package from a fellow YouTuber, Sassafras Valley. Dave, thank you. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty awesome. So let's see what it is. Oh, that's awesome. I know exactly why you sent this to me. Oh, that's great. How cool is that? Dave, you'll have to fill me in on the types of wood and everything. I'm extremely interested. Dude, this is awesome. This is so cool. That's the type of thing that I'll probably never be able to figure out how to do, but Dave, this is great. I will definitely keep this somewhere safe. It will not stay in my garage. As you can tell, it is not a safe place for things, given the mess, but that is super cool. Man, the finish too. You'll have to fill me in on everything. How you finished it, the types of wood. Man, so for anybody that doesn't know why he sent this to me, in one of my last videos where I was running sap lines, you have to hammer in the taps for the trees, and I use my big ass wooden axe, wood splitting axe with a steel head, driving in plastic taps. You're supposed to use something like this. So anyway, Dave, this is awesome. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate this. This is great. All right, Dave, so I have to apologize. I completely set your letter off to the side, didn't even read it before ending the video. If I had, I would have known exactly what it was made out of and where all the wood came from. So I just figured I'd fill everybody in here quick, which you may do that in your own video, but so the head of the hammer is made of bow d'arc. I actually had to look up the pronunciation of that because I would have never got it. So that's pretty cool. I guess it's like an orange wood or something, or yellow wood. Then the handle is a cherry sapling that you say your grandsons cut down with their hatchets. So that's pretty cool too. I guess one thing I didn't say before is just anytime somebody will take some time out of their day, time is precious. So when you give up some of your time for somebody else, I can definitely really appreciate that. So I hope you understand how cool this is to me, and I hope I can pay you back someday for it. So thanks again, and hopefully see you soon. Alright, we're finally to the day of boiling the concentrate. We've got all the sap boiled down. I have 5 gallons that I've been thawing and already got started on. There's just blocks of ice in there right now. Been adding the liquid to the pot as it thaws out. But we're getting through this part, and then we're going to be using the new stand with the filter and stuff and get it all canned up today. We got a bunch of pint size and a couple quart size jars we're going to use. Alright, the jugs are getting a lot lighter. Just got some chunks of ice left in here. This one's just slush. Same thing with this one. One little chunk in there. And then this little bit here. So starting to look pretty dark, which is good. And I got a little bit of a preheat going over here on the wood stove. definitely helps keep the boil going on the big burner. But this won't get nearly as hot as this propane burner, so this one does pretty well. Gets a good rolling boil there. So yeah, so we're gonna get this the stand set up, which I don't know that I ever actually showed you guys what it looks like when it was done. So here you go. There it is. Nothing crazy, just got some neat coloring here, I guess. All I did was throw a coat of polyurethane on it. This side's probably the coolest side. This spalting here. Some of the joints are pretty ugly. Once I got it out of the clamps, I didn't realize how loose this one was. I thought I had everything tight. This wasn't bottomed out, but this might have been. I don't know. Could have done a better job on these joints, but I think it's going to work. It's going to serve its purpose. These ones turned out pretty good, I thought. Didn't do a very good job sanding there. This side you don't see it, but this notch is cut all the way through this piece, and half of it is this. This piece is half of this, and this piece is the other half sticking in. So I don't know, right, wrong, indifferent, I don't care. I think it's gonna work. I've been able to put one of those jugs, the barrels there, half full on top of this thing, and it seems perfectly fine. Got our little hooks installed to hang the filter, which I'm just getting everything ready now because we're getting close. We're getting close to having it all concentrated down. I believe it's 60 gallons of sap total now, and this is what we got left. There's probably, I don't know, 3.5 gallons in the pot here. Another maybe half gallon of the concentrate in the jugs, and probably a gallon and a half here. So if the ratio's right, 40 to 1, 60 gallons should give you a gallon and a half of syrup. So that's, once all this is in the pot, I think this pot will hold 5 gallons, so we might be closer to 4. I don't know. But once this pot starts getting to this level that it's at now, with all the rest of the concentrate in it, then we'll really start measuring the sugar content to know when it's ready. Which I've got my setup over here. So this guy, you fill up your tube with the syrup, and this guy's got the gauge here, measures your bricks, and I believe it needs to land within those red lines. You basically fill this tube up, you set this in there, and it'll float if it's got the right amount of sugar in it, I guess, and tell you that it's ready if it's between the lines. So that's where we're at. We're gonna get I'm gonna go into the house. I had to wash the filter, get it put in the stand, and then it's kind of high. I don't know. Not sure if I made the legs too long or not. We're gonna use it this time as it is. Nice thing is I can cut them down shorter if I need to, but which I probably will end up cutting it down shorter, just not now. The filter, I think when I test fit it, I'll show you guys, but I think it comes down to this hoop here, which gives you plenty of room for, jars and stuff. So my whole goal was to be able to fit like a quart canning jar underneath to let the filter drain into. I got a funnel for the bigger funnel for canning to help catch from the filter. So yeah, so I'll quit rambling about it. We'll just show you when we get to that point. I'll have to get Kelly to help me. I think just transferring, because you wanna filter and bottle with it hot, so the hot sap or hot syrup will actually sterilize the cans, I guess, the jars. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was told. So that's what we'll do, but we're getting there. I'm thinking we're another couple hours out, but this is the closest we've been in, what, a month. But this is all the sap I'm gonna have, and yeah, there is some running right now still, but I am spent on the syrup production. Boiling with this thing has worked fine. It's just slow, which is what it is with the setup we have. Maybe next year we'll go a little bigger. I don't know, but with the setup we have, this I think will be plenty of syrup. Be a little shy of my goal, but I don't know. I think we did a pretty good job getting close. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go get the rest of the supplies, and I'll bring you guys back when we're about ready to can or bottle or whatever you want to call it. All right. So we got our filters here. These two, they're thinner. They're pre-filters, and then this is the outer filter. You put the pre-filters in so that if this thing starts clogging up from the little sugar sands or whatever you get in there, you can take one of these out and then just keep going. You don't have to like take it out and rinse it, and, the main one. So kind of handy. Put one inside the other and put them into this filter sock, I guess. So, all set. So now this is going to hang in here. Easier said than done, apparently. Alright. Spread that open. Hangs in there pretty nice, and I am quite a bit taller than I really need to be, I think. This is one of the quart jars, and there's a ton of room there. I'm like so tall that it's going to be probably a little bit of a pain pouring in, so I brought this. This is just a glass jug that we use, but you go from the big pot on the burner into the glass thing, and then the glass thing will be easy to pour into the filter. And then we got the funnel to go in there to help catch wherever it comes off the bottom of the filter. The trick will be getting the next one ready to go in underneath if we got syrup, working its way through the filter. So, trying to think of everything so we don't have to like panic and scramble, when one's almost full. But we'll see. We'll see if we're prepared. Alright, I got a little excited and started filtering. It all happens kind of quick. So it got to the bricks level that we were looking for. So as soon as it gets there, you gotta get it in the jugs. Filter thing's working out okay. I'm just transferring from the big pan to the glass jar. Can't see where the full quart, it seems low, but there's not a line above where I got it. It's probably shy. Well, it's really slowing down. I don't know. I think I need to take away these pre-filters out already. I guess so. Alright, well, the camera died on me. I didn't get much further, but this is what we got out so far. Still got this dripping here. Super slow. I mean, there's still a decent bit of syrup in there, so I just really hope I can get it all out of there before it cools down. I imagine once it cools down, it probably won't run through this very well. It's not going to get any better. Yeah, just making a mess everywhere. Yeah, I'm definitely a little disappointed in how this worked out. I don't know if more pre-filters are the answer or different style filter. I don't know. I only had 2 pre-filters, which I'll show you these here. I mean, it caught all this sugar sand stuff. It literally looks like sand in the bottom of the your jar if you don't do this. I got that last year because I didn't filter it at all, and I'm sure I'm losing a lot of syrup there, but I don't know. So we'll see. We're going to have to let this drip for a little while. It is way past my bedtime on a work night, so well, it's Sunday. Let's see, what time is it? 9:46, which I know it probably isn't that late for most people, but I get up by 4:30, so it'll be a short night. But all right, well, I'm gonna quit complaining. We're gonna let this drip for a while, and we'll check in before I go to bed. Well, this is a slow go. Still just dripping. I'm running out of patience, I guess. Probably the problem with doing this so late. So anyway, while this drips, I'm just going to kind of conclude what we got here. So we did get 2 full quarts, and then there's the 6 pints plus that one, and there should be enough, if it ever drips through, there should be enough in there to finish off that bottle at a minimum, but I don't think much more than that. So I think we're going to call it 7/8 of a gallon is really, I think, what we got here. So it's, is it 2 pints to a quart or 4 pints to a quart? Should have probably figured that out before I started recording, huh? Let's go Google it. Oh, 2 pints to a quart. Alright, so I thinking it was 4. Been out of elementary school too long, I guess. Alright, that makes me feel a little bit better. So that means we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts, 5 quarts plus that one. Right? So 4 quarts is a gallon and a quarter is another quart, a gallon and say 3/8, I guess. So okay, that makes me feel a lot better. I was thinking it was 4 quarts to a gallon or to a pint. 4 pints to a quart. Words are hard. But since it isn't, seeing them sit next to each other, I'm like, there's no way. But that makes me feel a heck of a lot better. I mean, really, it's just a number. I see what I have in front of me, which really is kind of exciting. It was a lot of work, a lot of time. Nothing too physically demanding, I guess, but I don't know. That changed my tune quite a bit. I was about ready to do this outro and be pretty disappointed and thinking I got less than a gallon, but I actually got more than a gallon. Still not thrilled with this whole filtering process. I mean, I'm gonna filter because it looks really good. Let's hold one up to the light. Just super clean. Just looks awesome. It almost has like a red color to it. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so I'd say that's a good amount. All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna stop here. We ended up collecting 60 gallons of sap, and we got 1 3/8 gallon of syrup. The 40-to-1 ratio, if that was true, or 100% accurate, that we would have gotten a gallon and a half of syrup, which we may have if you could have wrung out the pre-filters or something like that just to get all that material out. So I'd say that ratio holds pretty close. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not as disappointed as I was going to be. But all right, well, I don't know if there's something else you wanted to know about, I guess, on this. Questions for me on what I experienced, I guess, because I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. And I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go because it's the first time doing it. So, but if anybody has any questions about what I experienced or what I would do different, maybe I'll think about it a little bit. But yeah, just let me know. Alright, well this will probably end up being a pretty short video other than all my rambling here at the end. So I appreciate you watching, and hopefully we get into something maybe a little more exciting on the next one. Alright, later.